Hello, my name is Dawn from Infinite You Life Coaching, and today we're going to do just a quick get your body moving kind of flow. It's a great morning flow just to get started. So when you're ready, you can start at the top of your mat. I'm just going to be facing you just so that you can see my movements a little better just to start. So we're going to start with feet together, finding those 3 points on your feet. So the ball of your big toe, the base of your little toe, and your heel. From there, a nice tall spine, palms open and forward, and you're balancing your weight from side to side, front to back. Feet can be anywhere from together to hip width. Once you find your comfortable spot, let's go ahead and ground down and arrive on our mat. So even though this is a short practice, dedicating ourselves to showing up, not thinking about other things in this time. So allowing your body, mind, and breath to connect. So let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And let that go ever so gently. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. If your eyes were closed, you can flutter them open. And we're just going to start with some shoulder circles. You can start small and make them as large as you would like. We'll start by going front to back, connecting breath with your movement. And then take your shoulders the opposite direction, back to front, maybe starting small again and then widening your circles. From here, let's inhale our hands up above our head, palms touch. Exhaling, using your left hand to grab your right wrist, and we're just going to allow our body to shift to the left. Continuing to breathe. On your next inhale, coming back to center, and taking it to the other side. So right hand grabbing your left, opening that left side body, continuing to breathe. On your next inhale, coming back up. From here, I'll meet you at the top of the mat. I'm going to go through 3 sun salutations. So we'll start a little slow and get a little faster as we go. Inhaling our hands up. Exhale, bending from the hips as you come down, maybe bending your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, maybe knees are bent, and then we're just going to step back into a plank. Maybe dropping your knees here or taking a regular chaturanga. Imagine your shoulders and collarbones moving away from each other as you bend your elbows and move down. And then coming up into a cobra. Exhale into a downward facing dog. We're going to pause just for a moment in this first downward facing dog just so you can pedal your legs out. And see if you can loosen anything that's tight here. And then lifting your heels, bending your knees, taking your gaze to the top of the mat. As many steps as you need to come up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, knees can be bent. And then before rolling up, we're going to allow our knees to bend deeply, allowing your belly to move down. And then finding the strength in your legs as you start to roll up back into a standing position. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back into plank. Maybe dropping your knees. And then exhaling as we do chest, chin down to the floor. Inhale into a higher cobra, maybe an upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back into a downward facing dog. Lifting your heels, bending your knees, taking 2 steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then bending your knees deeply as you roll yourself back up to standing. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back into a plank position. From here, either dropping your knees or taking a full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or a tall cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's hold our downward facing dog here. Fingers should be wide. Shoulders are moving away from each other. Armpits moving towards each other. Feeling your forearms lifting upward. Continuing to breathe. Allow your heels to be moving towards the floor and your tailbone towards the sky. From here, lift your heels, bend your knees, and either step or hop to the top of the mat. We're going to stay in this forward fold just for a moment. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Maybe bring your hands up to lift a little higher. Exhale, fold forward. Bending your knees deeply, pushing into your heels as you roll up into a standing position. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, we're going to step the left foot back into warrior two. So checking position, that your right heel should be directly under your right knee. Your back foot could be parallel to the back of the mat or more of a 40-degree angle. Checking that your shoulders relax so you can palm up and just allow your shoulders to sink a little, then palms back down. Fingertips reaching away from each other. You can check that back arm by wrapping your shoulder backwards to make sure that your arm's not coming too far forward. Continue to breathe. Moving into our next flow, we're going to flip our front hand so it's palm up, and then inhale as we bring that arm up. Back hand rests on your thigh. Exhale. Then we're going to bring the front elbow to the front knee and bring the left arm over your ear. Inhale back into our reverse warrior and then straightening that front leg, so reverse triangle. From here, bring your arms back into a T, allowing that back hip to move back, the front hand to move forward, either dropping your palm down to your shin, you could possibly be grabbing your toe, or fingertips just above the floor for a triangle pose. Imagine yourself sandwiched between two walls, trying to be very flat, not allowing that front shoulder to cave in. If it is, maybe you need to back up, making sure that you're not locking and putting lots of pressure on that front knee. But putting your hand on your shin or maybe even your thigh. From here, we're going to inhale as we come up. We're going to bend that front knee and then just step to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, taking the right foot back, opening the heel into a warrior two. Doing those same checks that your front knee is above your front ankle. You should be able to see your big toe. Back foot is either parallel to the mat or at a 40-degree angle. You can palm up and allow your shoulders to relax to move your shoulders away from your ears. Palms down, fingertips moving away from each other, and then just checking that back shoulder to wrap backwards to make sure that arm isn't coming too far out. You can also check your pelvis here, like you were zipping up your jeans, bringing your pelvic bone towards your ribs. On your next inhale, we're going to flip the front palm and then drop the back hand down to the thigh for reverse warrior. On your next exhale, bringing that front elbow to the front knee and allowing that front arm to come above your ear for reverse side angle. On your next inhale, we're going to come back into that reverse warrior, turning into reverse triangle as we straighten that front knee. And then on your next exhale, allowing your arms to T, and then reaching your hips back and your fingertips forward as you either bring your hand down to your shin, your big toe, or hovering your fingers just above the floor. Allowing your fingertips to move away from each other here, really using that back edge of your back foot, pushing down into your big toes. Imagining yourself sandwiched, making sure that front shoulder isn't rolling forward. So really using your obliques to lift up. Your torso is working here. And then inhaling, coming back into a warrior two, bending your knee. From here, you can just rotate your toes to the side of your mat. I'm going to turn around just so that you can see better. So now facing the wide side of your mat, we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. So putting your hands right here at your hip bones, we're going to inhale, nice tall spine. Exhale, we're just going to lean forward, right from the hips. Back is straight. Possibly bringing your hands down, maybe you have some blocks. And then if it's comfortable, you can even pigeon toe your feet ever so slightly and just allowing your body to relax. Head and shoulders just draping towards the floor. And then again, putting your hands right at your hip bones, we're going to inhale, halfway lift. And then reaching your your left hand to your right foot. We're just going to hold that for a few seconds. Continuing to breathe. On your next breath, we're going to switch hands. So swim that right hand to your left foot as the left hand reaches for the sky. Hips are still reaching back away from you. Continuing to breathe. On your next inhale, coming back to center, we're just going to bend our knees and we're going to come up into a standing position. Rotate rotating your heels in, toes out as we come down into a goddess pose. So you can just simply sit down into your goddess pose. You could have your hands on your thighs if you need support, or you can add the mudra. Keep holding. Balance is even between left and right, front and back. Feel your glutes being strong. Now dropping both hands to your thighs. As you inhale, we're going to look over the right shoulder as we straighten the left arm. Exhale, switch sides. Feeling that stretch in your inner thigh. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. And from here, we're going to straighten our legs and just bring our feet in ever so close so that we can come into our yogi squat. So just coming down, if you need a block to sit on, you can stick that right below your tailbone. And we're just going to stay here just for a moment, continuing to breathe. Nice tall spine, tailbones reaching towards the ground, elbows opening your knees, which then open your hips. Let's take one more breath here. And then allowing your bottom to come down. Coming to the front of your mat, we're going to put our feet together for butterfly. And then just sitting nice and tall. We're going to reach our hands forward and roll back onto the floor. You can bring your feet as close as far as feels comfortable. This is going to be our final pose, this reclined butterfly. Your hands can be palms up at your side or wherever else might feel comfortable, maybe a cactus. And find your breath. Can you sense your heartbeat? Notice your feet touching each other, where your body's touching the floor of the mat. And soften. Allow every cell to soften and release. Feel free to stay in your shavasana a little longer, or you can begin to take deeper breaths. Starting to move your body and your core and your chest using your diaphragm and your lungs. When it feels right, you can begin moving your fingers and your toes, bringing the soles of your feet onto the mat, rolling to a comfortable side. Taking a deep breath here. And then pushing up into a comfortable seat. Maybe in an easy pose or on your knees. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in as we breathe up our hands so that palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, palms out to the side. Inhaling, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart. Although today's practice was short, there was much to benefit from it. I thank you for showing up today and look forward to meeting you on the mat again soon. Namaste.